Season 2, episode 60 of the Third and 10 podcast is now live. What's going on, everyone? I'm Nate, joined by my guy, Brian Gemini, as always. Happy Thursday to y'all. The NBA trade deadline just wrapped up about 5 minutes ago. So we'll discuss all the moves that have been made. Obviously, there were some more notable ones that happened quite a few days ago.
Yeah.
More like last weekend, actually. But we will discuss all the moves. I know I'm happy with mine. My team made another move yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a winner, it's the Lakers. Lakers nailed this deadline.
Oh my goodness, dude! Talk about going from a trade that honestly a lot of people would maybe grade as like an A plus to an A plus plus plus. This is the first time I've ever been happy with my team making moves that benefit this team. If anything, I've been a fan of teams that have been trading players away, i.e., the Oakland A's, now the Sacramento A's, and the New York Giants, letting two players like Saquon Barkley, Xavier McKinney go
soon.
Yeah, we definitely will. But definitely, it's good to be on the receiving end of trades and whatnot. So definitely excited to talk about those moves later on in the show. But Brian, how are you, dude? How's everything? I know some big news happened with the Mets. We'll talk about later.
We got Pete Alonso back. I'm sure we talk about that more towards the end of the show, so I'll hold off on that. Pretty good right now, all things considered. Just watched Here Come the Irish, the Peacock documentary.
Oh,
A plus job by Peacock there.
Really?
Little sad towards the end because they do show the national championship game, so you have to relive all the emotions of the national championship game where like they had the first drive and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna win, and then everything happened. But it ended perfectly. It ended with Marcus Freeman going, we're gonna keep building, and then it just ends. I'm like, all right, let's go. Next season's our year.
I hope so. So they're gonna do the show again next season.
That I don't know. I don't. That hasn't been announced yet. I hope they do, but regardless, I'm excited for Irish football as it's snowing. Right.
Yeah, I remember, and I know we talked about this before, but I do remember the time where we discussed the Northern Illinois loss, and it was like they just felt like there was no hope for you guys. Well, not no hope, but more like just the optimism wasn't as there as it used to. But then after that loss, you guys just went on a winning streak that just never ended all the way to the championship.
They did exactly what they needed to do. Something I didn't think they were going to do. Freeman showed up and showed why he's one of the best coaches in the nation. That's simple. Yeah. And I think when his tenure is all said and done, which who knows when that's going to be, probably sometime in 2030, 2040, he'll be looked back at one of the best coaches Notre Dame's had.
Damn right. So, yeah, I definitely will give that show a look into for sure. But as y'all can see at the bottom, trying this out, a little ticker for our upcoming topics for today. So we're just going to discuss the Super Bowl right now at around 3:25 Eastern time. So the 25-minute mark basically of the show. Brian will be giving his best bets for the Super Bowl. Trying to get, maybe we'll do something. Yep. Yeah, something we'll probably do for the foreseeable future. Brian is a betting expert, I think.
Well, let's go easy with that word. I like to bet.
Hey, that's good enough for me. It's good enough for me, my friend. So he'll give his best bets for the Super Bowl at 3:25 Eastern, followed by our NBA trade deadline update at 3:35, and then around the 50-minute mark, Pete Alonso will talk about that as in his return to Queens. So just want to let you guys know about what is to come. All right, Super Bowl preview. Chiefs, Eagles. The time has finally come. Look, the Chiefs are a team that we all thought were more than likely going to be back here. But the Eagles are kind of a different story. Not that they were an underdog in any sort of way, but we kind of thought like Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers, that type of team in the beginning of the season. Niners, of course, being the NFC champion last year, we expected them to kind of be back here.
Yeah.
You know how that season went. Detroit, number one seed, kind of the storybook type of ending for them would be for them to be in the Super Bowl, I guess.
It was the 2016 Cubs run where the Cubs just dominated all regular season and just blew through the playoffs. That's what the Lions felt they had with them.
They literally coasted all regular season long. They were chilling, only losing to what I think it was what can I recall the loss?
I mean, they lost the Commanders, but
yeah, they lost 2 games in the regular season.
Yeah, to they lost. Wow. Win.
A bunch of W's, dude.
Win. Jeez. The Buccaneers, and then they lost. Jesus. No, yeah, Bucks and just win. No team should win this much. Jesus. Yeah,
Exactly.
the Bucks. I know I'm missing it, but I'm just so shocked by their wins because we don't do this as Giants fans. We don't have wins like this.
We don't. We don't. Comment here from our Instagram stream. Thomas says, "What's up, guys? The Warriors are idiots for acquiring JB."
Yeah, I did not like that. I did not
Oof.
like the J. I don't
Yeah.
like. I mean, we'll get to that in a second, but I don't like
Yeah.
Butler at all as a player.
I think I don't mind him. It's just the fit. The fit with him in Golden State isn't the best fit. And like I said, we'll discuss that later. But just to get a little short, my quick thoughts here. Warriors, as we all know, are known for moving the ball around, a lot of movement, a lot of running around, especially Steph Curry. He's always on the move. And Jimmy Butler doesn't seem like that type of player that would fit this type of system that Steve Kerr wants to run. That's kind of why and they give up a good amount.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's gonna throw temper tantrums, but doesn't get his way. So they want to play that kind of locker room guy. No.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting with them and Draymond, but we'll see. We'll discuss the full package later for sure. But yeah, Detroit, a lot of wins, but obviously they fell to the Commanders, and the NFC Championship was decided between the Commanders and the Eagles. Again, two teams I never would have expected to be there. Eagles won, and here we are. Chiefs Eagles, a rematch of the Super Bowl from a few years ago. So, real quick, how each team got here. Kansas City, 15-2, regular season. They lost to the Bills in the regular season, and they lost to the Broncos in the last game of the year when Carson Wentz was a starter, because there's no point to play the starters anyways because of their regular season record. They defeated the Texans and the Bills to get the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, let's be honest, this year really hasn't looked like himself statistically from a touchdowns and interception standpoint in terms of the ratio. These past couple of years hasn't looked the same as it used to be. In fact, this year failed to throw for 4,000 yards for the first time in his career. And at times, sure, people said he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but at times he didn't really look like the most dominant quarterback of the NFL. It's more like a Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen type of quarterback that we're better than him. But wins matter at the end of the day, right? And he sure is really good at it, as we saw this year. Travis Kelce is another guy who didn't look as good as he used to, right? But he still had almost 100 catches, 823 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was a career low for him. But he still has shown.
He turned it on in the postseason happened. That's I think the most important thing.
They kind of saved for him. I could see him purposely not doing so well in the regular season, just so he could save himself up for the postseason. So
yeah, and if that's what he did, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, the receiving group kind of took a big change. You guys, Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins coming in via trade before the deadline. Rashee Rice got hurt after 4 games. Hollywood Brown came on late in the season. Noah Gray stepped up at times when Kelce was bad. It was an interesting receiving corps that Mahomes had to work with this year for sure.
There wasn't a standout guy, and I think think a lot of that has to do with Rashee Rice getting hurt, midway through the season. Because I think if he played the whole year, he probably would have stepped up as that wide receiver 1 and kind of commanded that offense. But him getting hurt changed everything. But no, the Chiefs did a good job with, okay, we lost, our de facto wide receiver number 1. We'll just mix and match and kind of play the matchup and go from there. It's they're kind of playing fantasy football. When you have a bunch of, star talent, you're like, all right, I need to see which one works this week.
Yeah, it was always a different guy every week that, were on top of the receiving charts and everything like that. And I mean, the Chiefs didn't mind, when you're winning, you don't really care who's on top of the leaderboard, I guess, in terms of receiving every single week. So, yeah, all those guys have stepped up at one point in time, and that's why they've gotten this far, is because their contributions all across the board on the offensive side of the ball. Running game, Isaiah Pacheco hasn't looked the same since coming back from injury, but Kareem Hunt, who was picked up in also before the deadline, if I'm not mistaken. He stepped up in a big way for sure. So you know, good things in terms of that. Defensively, Nick Bolton leads the way in tackling. Chris Jones obviously doing his thing at defensive tackle. George Karlaftis, by the way, a notable name, 8 sacks on the year. So shout out to him. And the Chiefs secondary is a solid unit as well. So 22.6 points per game allowed in the regular season. 22.6 points scored per game in the regular season, but allowing just 19.2 to opponents. In the postseason, they've scored 27.5 while allowing just 21.5 points per game. So that's the Chiefs side there. As for the Philadelphia Eagles, 14-3 was their regular season. They defeated the Packers, Rams, and Commanders to get this far. Let's be honest, Brian, right? 2-2 in the regular season to start the year. A lot of red flags. I was like, okay, they're done. They're not gonna,
I always say they're done before the season started. I didn't think like
Mm.
Sirianni had enough in him and the team was going to revolt against him. That's what I thought, but I was
Yeah.
clearly wrong. And Sirianni's done a great job trying to rally the team together.
Yeah, completely wrong. I think I was too for sure. I just seeing him how he coached, I never really, didn't really believe in his
No.
philosophy or just the way he acted and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
if you watched him, like you never got like this is gonna be a successful NFL head coach. It's just like this guy is a dork at like it's just really just trying too hard and he's
yeah,
gonna rub guys the wrong way.
yeah, and then he goes and just goes on a tear with his guys and Hurts and Saquon and friends and look at that. No one even thinks about the 2-2 regular season start anymore. Like, they look at the 14-3, look at Super Bowl appearance, and like, maybe Sirianni ain't that bad. So
Yeah,
Jalen
like
Hurts,
you say whatever you want about Sirianni, but it's two Super Bowls in 4 years.
yeah, that's
Like
pretty good.
it's
That's
kind of
pretty good
hard to argue
resume.
against that. You could say all you want about his attitude and the way he acts himself, but you can't say he's not a good head coach anymore because he's got 2 Super Bowl appearances under his belt.
Oh yeah, he's done a hell of a job for sure, and he
Mm-hmm.
deserves all the credit in the world for it. So, Jalen Hurts, another subpar season through the air for him. 2,900 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. He had 14 rushing touchdowns though, and 600 plus yards on the ground.
Now,
So
how many of those came from the tush push?
yeah,
Okay, I always throw the asterisks on Jalen Hurts because I'm like, well, yeah, he had a lot of touchdowns, but like how many of those came by the 1 yard line? But it's just push.
a good amount. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
really.
Like it's a great fantasy stat, but I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna sit here and say like, wow, he had 14 rushing touchdowns. Well, he had 14 rushing touchdowns, but like 3 of them were legitimate rushes. 10 of them, 11 of them were probably just getting pushed in.
it's different when someone says, Lamar had 14 rushing touchdowns, and
Yes,
we're more impressive with that because we know that's not from the tush push versus Hurts, where it's like,
because like you know
yeah,
Lamar is doing a design run from like the 15 or the 10 yard line, is getting like a 10 or 15 yard gain to score a
mhm,
touchdown. He's
yeah,
not just helping a great line in front of him and just be able to push and go in.
yeah. His rushing numbers are different from other quarterbacks like a
Mhm.
Allen or a
And
Jackson.
that's not this great. Like Hurts is still a
No,
great running quarterback. It's
yeah,
just it's a little misleading.
yeah,
The 14 seems great, but like when you really break down the touchdown, it's like, well, actually, it's not actually that great.
yeah. So numbers are numbers, and sometimes I love
Some of
stats,
them
I love
misleading though.
numbers. But yeah, they sometimes they tell a different story from what actually happens on the field. So this is just an example here. Saquon Barkley, on the other hand, though, his rushing numbers were definitely a big story. Over 2,000 yards on the ground, 13 touchdowns on the year. I mean, he was phenomenal this
Yeah.
season. I mean, and then from the regular season to the postseason, he's just, I've never seen a more consistent running back than him in quite some time. And he's been phenomenal for this team for
It's
sure.
amazing what happens. You actually gave him a good offensive line and a good roster to play with.
I sure miss him sometimes, buddy. I sure do. I
I
ain't gonna
mean,
lie to
yeah.
you.
How can you not?
Yeah,
How can when you go and have a 2,000 yard season? How can you like, man? Like I know it would have done anything for this season. The Giants would still maybe have won one more game, but man,
but at least he did it for us.
a
It's a
2,000 yard
difference.
rusher is pretty nice. It's a fun. It gives you something to watch. It's something fun to watch. Like okay,
Yeah,
like we're gonna suck, but hey, Saquon's gonna go crazy, so I'll watch.
like at least it's for our team that he's doing it
Mm-hmm.
for. Because, like you mentioned, even though it may not have made a difference for our team specifically, at least we could say, okay, but hey, we have a 2,000 yard rusher. Like,
Yeah, and it's like, all right, well, we get 10,000 yard rusher, 1,700 yard receiver. got the building blocks. We just put a few more pieces.
Yeah,
We're right there.
we're right there. We can contend again, but sadly, he's with our division rival, and he's probably going to be there for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
If
he's not
you know,
leaving Philly.
yeah, definitely not. But
I mean, he
how would you?
also, I had to. He's trying to do damage control this week. Like
He is.
he is, and I respect it. But like, dude, it's all lip surface. Like, I don't care that you almost signed with the Bears. That's not going to change how I feel about you. I don't care about you trying to get Jameis Winston to come to the Giants. I don't care. You sign with the Eagles, you're an enemy for life now. Like
Yeah.
it's that simple. Nothing you can say or do is gonna make you like. What am I gonna feel better? Like, well, I know Saquon chose the Eagles, but he was so close to signing with the Bears. I guess I won't hate him anymore. Like, if that's your thought process, you're not a real football fan. You're not a Giants fan at that point. It's no, you betrayed us, and I know we didn't give you a contract offer you like, but you went to the Eagles. I don't care what it is. You went to the division rival. I'm gonna hate you now.
In our defense, we did give him a contract offer.
I
That
mean,
was
we did, but I'm just
Philadelphia,
saying, like, we
but
didn't give him a contract offer he liked or like thought like he deserved.
didn't
So he
we
went.
give him one? It's like 17 mil, and he said no, and then he signed for Philly for less. I swear to Bob, I think I swear.
I remember us giving him like 14.5 million over like 4 years at one point. I remember that was a high offer he had. I don't remember exactly what we gave him, but I remember that was an offer being floated around.
I swear I thought we gave him more. Anyways, um, yeah. Look, I
Yeah,
mean,
like Saquon, like I appreciate it, but like it's not gonna do anything. You sign with the Eagles. It's that simple. The moment that pen hit the paper, I am an Eagle. You alienated 95% of Giants fans, and the only Giant fans that are still on your side are too young to understand anything.
understand
They
the
just saw their
philosophy.
favorite player
Yeah,
like leave.
yeah. It's like they're young. They don't really get the
They're
whole
elementary
like.
school players. It's probably like the only player they know out. Like it's like when you're in first grade, you watch football, but like you don't know the lineman's name. You only know like the big star's name.
Yeah.
Like Saquon was the big star of the Giants, so you're gonna
Mhm.
follow him no matter what. But like
Yeah.
the older fans who understand the concept of rivalries and what this team is, you're gonna hate you for life.
Mhm. So I definitely had some feelings when he left for sure. I'm happy that he's in Super Bowl. I think he deserves it after going through what he's gone through with us for quite some time. But for him to, still kind of mention the Giants a lot, because I mean, the media kind of died down when it came to mentioning him and the Giants, and he brought it up again with the
It's
whole.
I think it died down because people finally realized that even if Saquon did this, it wouldn't have made a difference. Like the Giants are so bad that like regardless of what happened, it's not going to do anything. So just
Yeah,
stop. It's a nothing story.
but there's always like still those few fans out there who are always gonna be like, "See, Joe Shane's a dummy. Like he should have kept Saquon." I'm
Yeah,
just like, it's
it's
over.
like guys,
It's between
like if
that and the Jaden Daniels video. It's like over and over again, dude.
yeah, like if the Giants went 9-8 this year, and like the Saquon Barkley would have got us the extra win, sure, it's a
Yeah,
bad move by Joe Shane, but you
yeah.
have to look at where the Giants are right now. It's a running back wasn't going to do anything. They couldn't draft Jaden Daniels. They tried to. They tried to trade up, but they weren't able to.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's to blame, it's Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. But no, yeah, no one wants to understand that or admit that. So that's
No,
why we're stuck with hearing
it
this
doesn't get you
until
clicks.
no. When you see the same thing over and over again, the popularity in that post or whatever will tend to decrease. But anyways, um, in terms of the receiving game for the Eagles, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, obviously top two receivers there. AJ Brown had 1,000 yards in just 13 games, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
If he played a full healthy season, definitely would have possibly reached maybe 13, 1,400. Who knows? Defensively, Zach Bond, hell of a season for him. Up for Defensive Player of the Year, as we talked about a few episodes ago. Had 151 tackles on the year, so great breakout year for him after 4 subpar years with the Saints. Nicole Bedina also a notable season with 128 tackles. Of his own. Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith dominating the sack numbers with 8 and 6.5 respectively. Jalen Carter doing his thing at defensive tackle. Arguably a top 5, top 10 defensive tackle for sure in the league.
Oh yeah.
Just his off the field stuff is, a bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, because it would have been an Eagle. You would have gone somewhere else.
He was a top 5 pick, and then the accident happened. and then he fell to 9 to the Eagles. But
Yeah, pretty much.
and then the secondary is led by guys like Cooper Jean, Quinion Mitchell, Darius Slay, Reed Blankenship, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who had 6 interceptions on the year to lead the team. Excuse me. The Eagles scored 27.2 points per game this year in the regular season, while allowing just 17.8, and their dominance continued in the postseason, scoring 35 points per game while allowing just 18.3 points per game. So that is the Chiefs and Eagles team preview there. Now, the big question is, we talked about all this stuff about, oh, this team is this team is that. The real question that a lot of people want to know is who we have winning. And Brian just talked about how Giants fans are kind of too young to root for the Eagles in a way. They don't understand the whole philosophy of rivalries and stuff like that.
If you're a Giants fan rooting for the Eagles, you're too young to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you're me. But I want to say my point. I want to know who you have winning. Do you pick this team, or did you pick this team to win not just because of the rivalry, but also because you believe they're going to win?
Yes, I picked the Chiefs because I believe they're going to win. I mean, it's very simple. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's the three-peat. It's it's such a good football team. But there's also a few caveats. Number one, Steve Spagnuolo. This is the guy who came up with the perfect game plan in Super Bowl 42 to stop the unstoppable Patriots offense. All right, think about what the Patriots were going into that game. They had one of the greatest offensive lines we'd ever seen. All right. Tom Brady had barely been touched that postseason. He goes in there and gets 5 sacks on Tom Brady. All right. Something that was not even fathomable. He did it and got 5 sacks on him. So, and we see it time and time again this season of him putting together really good game plans in order for him to take the next, stop the other team's most, explosive weapon. I think you do the same thing with Saquon Barkley. The Chiefs defense is third, has allowed the third fewest amount of rushing yards running backs this year. So I think they can stop him. And if they stop Saquon Barkley, you force Jalen Hurts to win the game with his arm. He did good against the championship game, but he's been extremely inconsistent this year. So I would not want Hurts to be the one to win this game. Number 2, Eagles O-line banged up. Landon Dickerson is on the injury report with a knee injury. Cam Johnson, their center, has a back injury. Both are going to play because it's the Super Bowl. I think it was Dickerson who said, the only way I'm not playing is if I leave this game on a stretcher. It's a Super Bowl. It's the biggest moment of your life. You're going to play with it no matter, what is healing you. But when you're injured and you're going up against, a player like Chris Jones on the other side, you're going to be, not able to stop him. I think Jones could be a game wrecker, really, kind of fluster Hurts, not give him time and cause him to throw away. And I don't think the Eagles can replace that on the other side because their big guy, Jalen Carter, is fighting the flu right now. Or I believe he has some sort of illness. Again, he's going to play, but we've all been sick. We all know what it's like to do stuff after, getting over a cold and stuff. It takes a minute. It's a little hard. And when he's going up against a guard like Trey Smith, who is one of the best guards in the league, I don't think he's going to overpower and become that game wrecker that he has been. And then finally, the Eagles defense. Vic Fangio is 0-8 against Patrick Mahomes. Now, granted, that is with Denver, a not very talented Denver team. This is a very talented Eagles defense. But the fact remains that Mahomes knows the defense they're going to run. He knows how to get around it. He knows the weak points. He knows what to do and what not to do. So give me the Chiefs. I'm going 23-17.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing.
Made some good points there.
You made some good points. I will say that, my friend, and I thank you for that. I don't think in my Giants fan lifetime have I ever said "Go Eagles," and I mean, and I never meant it in a true way, I guess. because as you guys know, I'm also part of the Corner Booth podcast, and you know, the host Jared is a big Eagles fan, and there's times where I'm like, fly Eagles fly, but it's always just a joke because I love. I don't know. It's all just for fun.
I mean, I had Eagles fans for. I was in an Eagles fan house watching Super Bowl 52. Like it was Eagles fans, and it was me in the corner. I'm like, I'm happy you guys won, but I'm also miserable right now. So screw all of you.
Like I'm jealous of y'all. Like I don't want to be around
I look
y'all.
like I was like, damn, they lost. I looked over, I see like my friend, his brother, and his dad all in the hug crying. I'm like, okay, like I can't be mad at that. Like that's a genuine moment right there. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm happy you're happy, but also screw you because the Eagles suck.
yeah. If you were in a household where it's like they're all up in your face, like like the Eagles won,
I would have got to a fight.
you probably
I
pissed.
just sat there. I just sat there quietly and just watched the ceremony. I'm like, I'll just watch it. I'm upset right now because the Eagles won. I don't want them winning, but like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
They're crying over there. They're crying. I'm watching people cry.
but I look at this matchup and I'm like, the Chiefs don't deserve to be here. There was just so many instances this year where it's like they could have lost this game and that game. They've gotten so lucky, and that's fine. Like all that matters is the wins in the win column, the number of wins you have in the win column at the end of the day. That's all that matters. But this team is barely escaping every single game. They blew out Houston with, I think, by double digits, and that was the only game so far in terms of recent memory that I can think of that they won by double digits. Like what was it called against Buffalo? They kept it single point on one possession game, single digits. They've gotten just so lucky every single time. It's just like, when is it gonna end? This team isn't as dominant as they used to be. Yes, they're 15-2, but they're not that fantastic of
Voodoo
a
magic.
15-2. Yeah. Now look at this Eagles team. They When they want to, they will be explosive, and they are, whether it's Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts running the ball outside of the whole tush push thing, throwing the ball deep down the field to AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, like we saw last week against the Commanders when they put a 55 plus or 50 points plus. I think the Eagles will win, and I do want the Eagles to win. Will it hurt? Of course it will. Will I be happy when the Eagles win? Somewhat. And it gives us a chance to beat them twice next year. Be like, yeah, we beat the Super Bowl champions twice. Who knows? But I do also think the Eagles will win. See, the Chiefs are favored. They're the favorites. A
They're
lot
like
of people pick them.
favorites, so it's a pick 'em basically.
Yeah. But a lot of people are like, the Chiefs are going to win, blah, 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 Mahomes. So the Chiefs haven't allowed any player to rush for 100 yards or more since week 1 when Lamar ran for 122 yards. Mentioning Lamar is a big factor here because in the Chiefs' 2 losses this year to the Bills and the Broncos, my apologies, their leading rushers were the quarterbacks. Josh Allen had 55 yards. Bo Nix had 47. It's not saying much, but I'll get to my point. The last time Jalen Hurts faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, which was a few years ago, he had 15 carries for 70 yards and had 3 touchdowns in that game total. He also had 304 passing yards and was 27-38. So the Chiefs can load the box if they want to. They know that Saquon Barkley is the most dangerous player on that Eagles offense. Okay. When you focus on one guy, what does that mean? You're leaving the other guys open, i.e. Jalen Hurts. It could be as simple as a read option. It could be as a play action pass where Hurts rolls out. Everyone's, loading the box, anticipating Saquon run. They fall for it. Opens up a play action for Hurts to throw the ball to Brown, Goddard, Smith, Dotson, Gainwell if he's in the game, or he can take off. If the Eagles are going to win this game, it will be because of Jalen Hurts. I've said on multiple occasions that Jalen Hurts needs to show us that he can win games with his arm. He will need to do that in this game. I also want to see him run the ball a lot more. And I feel like he will. Because if they load the box, it opens up running opportunities for him to not just score or produce with the touch pushes, but also while scrambling for 10, 15 yards down the field. And I think he will do that and will be able to do that against his Eagles team, against his Chiefs team. Now, I don't think he'll lead the team in rushing. Maybe he will, but I just feel like Saquon will still be able to make plays with his legs and break off a big run that will help him lead the team in rushing, which kind of counter argues against the whole, Chiefs lose when their opposing quarterbacks have the most rushing yards. But I do think we'll see a more respectable number for rushing yards for Jalen Hurts and a just overall better rushing performance from him than what we're used to seeing in the past this year. Plus, despite the Chiefs secondary being solid, I do think AJ Brown is going to have a solid game. Devontae Smith will show out. Goddard will step up at times, and then Jahan Dotson will kind of be like an underlying guy that will also produce in this game. I'm not saying Hurts will repeat his performance from last Super Bowl with his 304 yards passing, but I do think the Eagles just have the guys on offense, and plus defensively. I know you mentioned Trey Smith and Jalen Carter battling illness, and yes, you are correct. His illness did affect him on Wednesday during practice. He was limited. There's no update as of right now. But defensively, they're just like, I think Quignon and DeJean are mature, and we've seen that multiple times this year that they can shut down the Chiefs receivers that have been very, very questionable. Hopkins hasn't looked the same. Xavier Worthy is like boom or bust at times. Hollywood Brown barely came back like a month ago. Kelsey may be the only receiving weapon they have to worry about. If you shut down Kelsey, I think they're in good shape. Like I said, and overall, the Chiefs can't cover everything. You want to guard the pass, they're going to run all over you. You're going to guard the run against Saquon, they're going to throw all over you. I can't say the same about the Chiefs just because I've seen just so many instances this season where their offense just doesn't operate or isn't dangerous. So, for the one and only time, and I mean this, fly, Eagles, fly. Just for the one time. I just don't want this team to three-peat, and I don't think they will. I think the Eagles will show that the Chiefs can be beatable and are beatable. And maybe, honestly, not to go too far, but this may be the end of the Chiefs' run.
The fact that fly Eagles fly with a Giants hat on is disgusting.
I know,
take the Giants hat off. You don't deserve to wear it.
I can't. I don't have any.
You better. And then you go with the crazy hair.
I tried to find a Phillies hat. It was too late. I had to clean my room. That's why. But yeah, any other points you want to mention? The halftime show, I think we can all agree. Good option. Good option there. Kendrick Lamar is not a no.
Yeah,
no.
I think he's doing one of the songs in the battle he had with Drake, right? Is he going to perform one of the songs?
Not like us. I believe. I think there's a 99.9% chance that would be played.
Yeah, I could have sworn. Like that'd be cool. That'd be cool to watch. And if you're Drake, you're like, man, I lost. He's in the Super Bowl doing it. I lost.
I think he already lost with Kendrick.
I mean, no, he already lost. But like, if there's any like person out there holding out, like, no, Drake still won this. I think when Kendrick Lamar performs in the Super Bowl, I think he lost. I think that's a loss.
Yeah, well, my guy Daniel here on the Instagram chat. Hope you're doing well. My guy says refs are going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah,
the refs are going to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, if the Eagles can defeat the Chiefs,
I don't care if the refs come out there in Eagles jerseys. Like, let's go. I mean, Chiefs jerseys. Let's go. Jesus.
I just wanted that. I remember what's it called a few days ago when Goodell was asked about the refs. He was like, oh, that's just a dumb theory, and I'm like, you have to say that.
Actually, yeah. You know what, guys? I made an order to make sure the refs make Chiefs win. Like, it's such a stupid question.
Like, come on, man. Yeah, the amount of. Oh, someone asked Quinyon Mitchell, "How do you think you changed from this Super Bowl versus the last Super Bowl?" And I'm like, bro,
I don't know, dude. I got older.
Like, what do you mean? Like the dude he's a rookie this year. He hasn't played in the last Super Bowl the Eagles were in. So
like,
stupid
bro.
questions. What else did they ask? Oh, they asked Travis Kelce, who do you love more, Taylor Swift or Phantom 15-yard roughing the passer penalties? I'm like,
My superstar girlfriend.
he was like, good question. Anyone else? I was like, damn, he really ignored that question. But
The best was when they were asking Mahomes Mets questions.
they asked him what questions?
Mets question. They're like, yo, Mahomes, Peter, because Mahomes' dad played for the Mets.
Right.
So they asked him, and he goes, yo, the Mets got Pete back. He goes, you know what? With Pete, Soto, and Lindor, like, they got a shot in the World Series. I'm like,
no wonder you picked the Chiefs.
I what you think, bro? I was already picking them beforehand. That's like the icing. We're back with the icing.
Oh,
I pick the Eagles. I try to talk the Eagles every opportunity I can.
I know. Oh, well, we will continue talking about the Super Bowl actually right now because we have a new segment that we'll probably introduce. Maybe we'll keep it going. Who knows? Especially when baseball season comes around. I'm sure Brian will have a lot to say about this. But Brian, a new segment called Brian's Best Bets, or I call it BBB. Usually, stands for Big Baller Brand, but now just for this segment, we'll call it Brian's Best Bets. It stands for Brian's Best Bets, I should say. So, Brian, this is all you, my friend. We know how much of a betting expert you are.
Easy with the expert word.
Okay, you're an expert at making bets. I didn't say you were good at winning, but you're pretty damn good at placing them. So without further ado, buddy,
I'll take that.
Right.
Yeah, I got 4 bets. If you parlay these 4, it's plus 3,206. So if you bet $5, you're gonna win $160. I got Xavier Worthy over 54.5 receiving yards. He has crushed that number in 3 of the last 4 games. And like you mentioned, there needs to be a receiver outside of Travis Kelce getting the ball for the Chiefs. I really like Worthy in this game. I think he's going to be that guy. Similarly, Travis Kelce over 60.5 receiving yards. It's, it's more just a gut feeling because every single time this dude's in the playoffs, he just goes off. I don't want to bet against it. I know I'm going to be kicking myself. I can see Worthy having like a big play to gain all those yards, but Kelce's going to be more of like the dink and dunks and like just kind of rack it up. And then like in the third quarter, it's like, oh my God, Kelce's got 60? Like, how'd that happen? Like, there's not going to be one big moment where like I think Worthy could get like 2 20-yard gains and goes, okay, I see where that came from. Kelce should be a mix of 6 or 7 yards and just kind of go down the field. I also got Chris Jones to get a sack. I think, as I mentioned before, banged up the Eagles line. It'll be a game wrecker. I think he can get it and get one of the sacks. And Saquon Barkley to get 2 touchdowns. That's plus 260 right now if you just want to bet that solo. I think the Chiefs can stop Saquon Barkley and not let him get, over 100 yards or like those big games. But the Eagles are going to move that ball. And when they're in like the red zone and stuff, I think they can give the ball to Barkley and he'll break it off. So give me it for 2 touchdowns. So Worthy over 54.5 yards. Travis Kelce over 60.5 receiving yards. Chris Jones to get a sack and Saquon Barkley 2 touchdowns. Again, $5 wins 160 with that bet.
Okay. And what's our advice to our again? Was that there, Brian?
Responsibly betting. That's why it's $5. If you can't bet a 5, you shouldn't be betting.
No. Yeah. It's like,
$5. Maybe don't watch the Super Bowl. Maybe go get a job. Maybe do something else.
Go work or do something, So, but overall, thank you for those. Good luck to those who tail us or fade us. I think those are the terms.
Yeah. I go with ride, but that's fine.
Yeah,
ride and tail are interchangeable.
Same thing. Yeah. So, all right. Well, good luck to y'all who will follow us or not. Up to y'all. And
I'll have it I'll post that parlay day of Super Bowl.
Fantastic.
So check out my Twitter to find it.
Brian PG1016.
There we go.
All righty. All right. From the NFL to the NBA, the deadline just officially we came across 44 minutes ago, so no more trades after.
Yeah, everything should be up to date now.
Yes, everything should be finalized. So as we all know, last weekend Trades got, it kicked off with Luka Doncic joined the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis and a few other pieces, and of course the Lakers got Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris, but we'll save those names for another time. Not the best time to talk about them right now. They're not.
They don't matter. You got Luka Doncic.
They do not. Let's say
no
that they
offense.
do not.
I'm sure they're great guys. They want to get a beer sometimes. They're more than welcome to. But when Luka Doncic is the guy involved, you guys are nothing more than trivia questions.
By the way, Daniel on our Instagram chat says he's gonna follow you.
Let's go.
He's gonna follow you. So all right, we love to hear it. Love to hear it. But yeah, so Luka Doncic, still Lakers, was seen on the bench against the Clippers a few days ago. It's good to see there. Him and LeBron bonding, and the Lakers beat the Clippers, blew them out actually in the new Intuit Dome the Clippers playing. And it's good to see Luka, and he should, if all things are well, he will be available to play Saturday against the Pacers. So we'll see what happens.
I saw that they're gonna hold him back for the All-Star break. Post All-Star break. I don't know when the All-Star break is, but that's what I heard. It must be coming up.
It's coming up. Yeah,
I think they want to be safe, but like if they want to roll Saturday, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see him Saturday. Maybe worst case Monday. That's what the 2 dates are, I believe. If he's not gonna play Saturday, he's mostly gonna play Monday. But ESPN has already planned on showing Pacers Lakers on Saturday. So
hammer that over in that game.
Oh, it's gonna be. I will. Well, the Lakers did make another move. We'll get to that in just a bit, but definitely a good move that the Lakers made yesterday to possibly make things work. But anyways, outside of that, the De'Aaron Fox trade, of course, going from the Kings to the Spurs. Zach LaVine goes to the Sacramento Kings. Chicago Bulls kind of being the loser in this one, getting Zach Collins, Trey Jones, but they did get a first-round pick. So
the winner, they're kind of a winner because they got rid of LaVine's contract.
That is true.
That was their goal in this, not to get players back, but get rid of that contract.
Yeah, last year they had DeRozan and LaVine on the same team, and now they traded them to the Kings. So
I believe they got their first-round pick back, so they're all in on Cooper Flag. The 10 years for Cooper.
Honestly, haven't watched too much college basketball, but I heard
every night I just get alerts. Cooper Flag did this. Cooper Flag did that. I'm like, damn.
Top prospect.
I'll get more into it when the Super Bowl is over and hockey goes into the Four Nation break. I'll probably watch a lot of college basketball. So I'm excited to watch them. I'm excited to see what's going on.
Sorry, what's the Four Nation? Wait, what is it called?
So it's called the Four Nations. It's their version of the All-Star game this year. They're gonna take 2 weeks off and play a tournament. Where like it's the best Canadians, Americans, Swedes, and Finnish players play against each other. It's actually a really cool idea, and it's something unique that hockey can do that like the other three. Baseball could do it to an extent, but it'd be a little harder for them. But yeah, I love the idea.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do this every year?
No, this is brand new this year. This is replacing their All-Star game.
Oh.
Once they have an All-Star game, they're going to do this.
Okay.
Which I like that. Great idea.
I like that. Oh, I got to into that one. Shoot. Mm-hmm. Okay. So thank you for that. I didn't know about that one. Okay. Let me go back. Sorry, that was actually cool. I did not know that they were doing that this year. Yeah,
so there won't be any hockey, so I'll probably tune into a lot of college basketball during then.
Yeah. The last time I heard
get an idea of who to watch in the tournament.
It's like the last time I heard about NHL All-Star break, I think of like Tate McRae when she was like the team captain or whatever.
Oh yeah, she performed. She loves hockey. She's a
she does.
Is she a big Flames fan? I think
she's in Canada, so
I know, but I think she's a Flames fan, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I got it. Boom, Flames fan.
Damn, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's a woman.
Yeah.
A woman who loves hockey, bro. That's when you know you got something for real.
Yeah.
Okay, but before I fangirl about Tate McRae, I got chill. Okay. So back to the NBA trade deadline. Other moves, Caleb Martin going to the Mavs for Quentin Grimes in a second-round pick.
Anything the Mavs do, the Mavs are losers. I don't care.
Okay, that's fair enough for me.
I'm sorry, Nico. I'm sorry. you trade Luka Doncic, and your explanation still doesn't make any sense to me.
You know what? If he gets fired, like you mentioned on Tuesday, in like what 3-4 years, we know why. So,
They're refunding season ticket holders. They're giving refunds out.
Like $2,000, I think.
I've never heard of that.
It's insane. Well, I don't blame them. I mean,
I don't blame them either,
as
but
they should.
But that's just you're already admitting that it was a bad trade. You've already admitted that by doing that.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. Okay, so Daniel Tice goes to the Thunder for cash from the Pelicans to the Thunder. Jonas Valanciunas.
Chet's back tonight for the Thunder too.
I'm sorry?
Chet's back for the Thunder tonight. My buddy just told me, big Thunder fan.
Chet's yes. Oh, back. Yes.
He's coming back tonight.
I was thinking because I saw a post by him. It's like the number 7 with like the Batman symbol.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Nope.
Like,
no. He just my buddy just confirmed he's back tonight.
Good. All right. Oh, dude, that Thunder team is gonna be.
He goes. Direct quote from him. It's crazy how we have a single-digit losses without our second best player.
He's really good, dude. Honestly, like he's his build is and he's kind of a little scrawny, low key. But
he needs to put on muscle. He's got the Porzingis problem that Porzingis had in New York.
Yeah, but like
same thing with Wembanyama. I want Wembanyama to put on like 15 pounds.
A little bit of muscle. Oh yeah,
because they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary. He hasn't really gotten seriously hurt yet, Wemby.
No, but like that build is going to happen. Yeah,
it's going to happen. Yeah, so that's definitely something to watch out for sure. But no question, Wemby. I mean, not Wemby. Chet Holmgren, Tice, and then Shea is no question. But what's the other big man? Hartenstein.
Yes.
Those three, dude. Those 3 guys. You miss him? He's good.
Every day I missed him. I would have given Mitchell Robinson up for him. I would have. If you told me,
1,000%.
Between Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson, I'm like, give me Hartenstein every day of the week.
1,000%. Hartenstein.
Because I like Mitchell Robinson. Don't get me wrong, but he's an injury-prone player. Hartenstein is just like a gritty basketball player that just plays like his nose to the court. Just like it just like symbolizes New York basketball. Like, playing on the blacktop. That's what Hartenstein is. Hartenstein's the guy that, like, after the game's over, is going to go play in the black court with, on the blacktop with all the other guys.
Yeah, he plays a huge role. And last year we saw with the Knicks, like, he was just phenomenal, dude. Like, he was never putting up, like, gaudy numbers, but he put up just solid numbers.
No, he just did exactly what that team needed him to do. It was great. That team was so much fun to watch because everyone just did what they needed to do. They just played gritty basketball. Now they just blow people out. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
all those years of pain.
Karl Anthony Towns trade, I was hesitant at first. It might be one of the greatest trades we've made.
He's easy worked out 20 and 10.
Get rid of Julius Randle, who I like Randle, but he's kind of a head case with us. Move him out, bring him in. Him with Mikal Bridges, Brunson. I mean, if we're being honest, if Brunson brings home a championship for this Knicks team, there's a legit argument that Brunson's the greatest Knick of all time. You could make the argument.
Well, yeah, it's true because let's be honest, Knicks and NBA Finals don't really.
Yeah, because right now it's Ewing. It's Ewing and Frazier, but Ewing.
It's all big men. It's all big men.
No one like Brunson's been that guy.
It's just crazy how much he's grown. He's gone from a regular guard
that signing. I'm like, this is so stupid. Why are we giving Jalen Brunson's a nice player, but not $100 million? I'm like, give him whatever he wants now. He cannot leave Madison Square Garden. I don't care if he wants a stake in the team. Give it to him.
I would, and obviously, I say this not really as seriously, but my favorite Knick is low-key Josh Hart. Because
my god, I love Josh Hart. Josh Hart's so fun to watch.
He's a 6'5" guard. Yeah, he's getting 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
We threw a party the night the Knicks beat the Sixers. We were at the bar that night when the Knicks beat the Sixers. We're celebrating the bar, and I had a few too many, and I woke up the next morning. A few days later. I woke up and there was a package for me in the mailroom at school. And I didn't know what it was. Okay. And it turned out to just be like a graduation gift for like my house from like my family and stuff. Very nice. But one of the few things I remember from that night was me looking at Josh Hart jerseys. I'm like, did I buy a Josh Hart jersey and don't realize I bought one. Thankfully, I didn't. But like, I was like, there's a chance there's a Josh Hart jersey waiting for me in the mailroom right now that I do not remember ordering.
Just don't remember no one. I think my family bought it for me. Remember they
I'm
didn't.
like, I remember on the line in the bathroom scrolling Fanatics, like looking at Hart jerseys, and then like I'm like, all right, I didn't buy any. I'm like, but did I buy one?
Did I? Like, was I just
did I
drunk
buy
and
one?
did I get
Crap.
one
Did I just spend
unexpectedly?
$130?
No, but Josh Hart has been just an outstanding player. I think just the look. I think the only thing I wish you guys had still is DiVincenzo. I really do. Now,
Yeah,
but it was needed to
but
get talent. So
he didn't want to play. He likes being a Nova Knicks, but he didn't fit us with him. He was like he was redundant. So just moving for something we need.
Yeah, so it's like what Brunson, Bridges, who's been solid.
Bridges, Katz, Hart, OG. That's the starting five.
Correct. OG, I know we forgot about him. There you go. So yeah, that Knicks team really freaking good, man. So that's a playoff team, and they acquired. They also involved in some trades as well. They got DeLon Wright from the Wizards, but they were part of the 3-team trade that had the Bucks land Kyle Kuzma, and the Wizards got Chris Middleton. So big changes there.
I think Kuzma's going to fit in so nicely.
I think he will.
In Milwaukee, I think that's such a good get for them.
I think he will. I think because he's a younger guy, kind of space the floor a little bit better. Middleton is not as much of a 3-point shooter. Plus, he's been kind of injury prone recently in his career. Whereas Kuzma, he's younger, can't shoot the 3 ball as well. You know, he has experience winning a championship, so it's not a big drop off there in terms of championship experience between Middleton and Kuzma. And like I said, younger. So. In terms of other trades going on as well, Brandon Ingram, this is a big one from last night, going to the Raptors in exchange for Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk, along with a second and first round pick in 2026. So Ingram is headed to the North. Lakers also making another trade. A bit of a shock, you want to say the least. I will miss Dalton Connect for sure. A young rookie sharpshooter who I kind of hope stayed on the team, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, heads to the Charlotte Hornets, along with a couple of draft picks in exchange for Mark Williams, the center for the Charlotte Hornets, averaging about 15 and 10 a night. 18 and 10 a night, I should say, when playing over 25 minutes per game. So good trade by the Lakers there. Get a big man, a defensive big man as well.
What did we say on Tuesday? What did the Lakers desperately need? They needed a defensive guy.
Exactly. So I think the depth is filled up now. I mean, obviously, no more moves have been made. They could buy out someone, which is also a possibility, but we'll see what happens there. Or look into the free agent market. We'll see because there's one roster spot left on the Lakers as we speak.
There's a certain guy in the G League.
Am I missing someone?
Well, there's someone in the G League that could get his call up. Certain come on, G League. Who was the big draft pick you guys got last year?
Last year, not this past year.
Who's the big rookie you guys got this year that everyone's talking about?
Well, yeah, he's on the team.
Did he get called up, or is he still in the G League? I thought he was still in the G League. Yeah, so he can get called up for that last.
Oh my god! Thank you. Well, I mean, doesn't he still fill a roster spot?
No, because he's in the G League. He's on the roster. Does it say like a minor league baseball player is on the major league roster?
Oh, so it doesn't count until he's actually signed to them.
Yeah, I think that's counted who's actually on the
Thank
on
you.
The roster.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he's he's not 2-way because he signed the contract 4 years.
He's in G League right now, so it has to be a 2-way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if we keep him on the team,
he was in the G League at some point this year. He might be on the roster now. I don't know the Lakers roster that well. But he was in the G League at some point this year.
Right. I think even with Bronny, though, there's still one spot left, I think.
Oh, really?
We'll just keep it as if
Bronny... come on, you don't think the Lakers are making a run to the title, which I really do think they can now that they have Luka and LeBron, and they have the defense now with the big man. You don't think LeBron's like, hey, I want my son on the bench. I don't care if he plays 2 minutes a night. I want him on a team if we're going for a championship.
And let's be honest, depth-wise, it's not bad.
He's putting up decent numbers in the G League. Yeah. I know it's a G League, but I got to pull him up. He's actually doing surprisingly well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's putting up He's putting up like solid numbers, highlight plays nightly. Like,
26. So he's only played 7 games, 26, like 27 minutes, 13 and a half points.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's got like
Yeah.
3 rebounds, 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal a night. Like,
That's pretty good.
coming in off the bench and playing like 3 or 4 minutes a night in a game. Like, I don't know, during a playoff game, could be useful.
Yeah, defensively, he is a pretty solid. I think offensively still needs a lot of work, obviously,
Yeah.
but
No, I mean, I really think LeBron Jr.'s Bronny's pretty overrated. Bryce is the guy that, if anyone LeBron's son's going to be great, it's going to be Bryce. But I think in a limited samples, I think in a limited role, Bronny can excel.
He just needs time to grow.
He needs time to grow. I would love him to play a whole year in the G League, but it's not going to happen when LeBron is your dad and he's on the team.
And LeBron with the whole Luka thing might be here longer than we think. So
yeah,
we'll see there. But yeah, so great trade by us. I know obviously sucks that we lost Alonso Connect and Cam Reddish, but happy with Mark Williams. Definitely have some familiarity with him there, watching him a little bit when he's with the Hornets. So
I mean, I think by far the winners are the Lakers because they've transformed themselves into a force.
Damn right.
Because like before the deadline, what were the Lakers, ceiling? Like if everything went well. Play in, maybe
out first round against the Nuggets,
a 6th seed, a 5th seed. Like now, I think they can make a run in like to a conference finals, and maybe they're gonna have to go up against guys like teams like the Thunder, which I think are going to win this whole thing. But I think they can give them a series now.
Definitely, they'll have to compete with the Nuggets and Thunder, but they're like 4th place in the West.
One thing we've learned is the winner of the NBA championship is coming out of the West this year.
Yeah,
which sucks as an Eastern fan that that loves the Knicks, watches Celtics and Cavs games, but like the talent difference is so night and day. There's so much more talent in the West.
I do think Boston does eventually are the most likely to escape from the East, but I think the West will probably dominate this year.
Oh my God, yeah, the West,
just
whoever wins the West wins it all. It's like the NBA in the late to mid 2010s when the West was just so much better.
Hope it's the Lakers.
It was the West versus LeBron. It was what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. So hopefully it's the Lakers in the finals, but hopefully we'll see what happens here. Jimmy Butler, 14 blockbuster trade, joins the Warriors. PG Tucker, Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson goes to the Miami Heat. Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, Dennis Schroeder goes to the Pistons. And then the Jazz get KJ Martin and Josh Richardson, a 2nd round pick. But the big name here is obviously Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Not a great fit. Not a great fit at all. I don't like it.
I don't like that personality. I don't think Jimmy Butler is a good personality for any locker room to have. The way he is in Miami and the way he's kind of forced himself out of every single city he's played in, it's the kind of guy for me that like when things get tough for him, he quits. He's like, I want to go somewhere else. Like, no, try to make it work there.
Yeah, we saw, and that's obviously from what we saw in Miami this
Miami,
season
Philly, everywhere.
Yeah, he has his good moments, but there's times where
I'm not saying he's not a good player.
No, 100%.
He's a great player. Yeah. I'm just saying, is his personality worth? Is he good enough to overcome the personality? Because I feel like if you're winning and you're a really good player, you can kind of put up with more.
Yeah.
But with Butler and like where the Warriors are right now, because they're playing, right?
Warriors are
They're just out. They're tied with the Suns, but they have they're actually in a 3-way tie with the Suns and Kings, and apparently the Suns are a toxic locker room too, so they might fall apart here pretty soon.
KD was official with the deadline passing. He is sticking with the team, so we'll see what happens.
That's the problem, though, is like there weren't rumors that KD wanted to be moved. And like it kind of came up so quickly that you can't get a move like that done in such a short amount of time. Now, in the summer, I think KD's on a different team. I think this is his last kind of hurrah with the Suns. He's going somewhere else. Not the Knicks. No, not the Knicks.
No, I don't think it's.
I saw that report.
I saw your tweet. Yeah.
I'm like, no, the time to get him was 2019. We didn't get him. Okay, that's it. We didn't get KD.
He's getting up there in age. Plus, I think the Knicks are a team that you just don't want to mess up anything.
No, they have such a good bond and chemistry. The Nova Knicks, Cat
No,
fit
yeah.
really well in that whole
Mhm.
thing. It's like, don't touch it. That's why I like, sure, the Knicks had a semi-quiet deadline, but I'm kind of happy. It's just like, all right, they don't want to rock the boat. They're just being smart
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Like last year, they needed like supporting pieces. So I went out and got OG and stuff like that. This year, they don't need that. So it's like, all right, we'll just roll. We'll add some depth because we definitely need it, but we'll just kind of do what we need to do.
Yeah.
And Thibs have to start. I know Thibs doesn't do it. Got to start playing the bench right now.
Got to do it.
I'm sorry. I love Brunson. I love Cat. I love OG. They can't be playing 40 minutes tonight in February. We'll get burnt out in May.
You got to save them up. You got to save them up for the
Exactly.
playoffs. So,
like, I'm not a low management guy. That's low management. That you don't want you guys playing 40 a night.
it's like we love you, Tips. We do, but you gotta save
But
up
like,
your players.
you don't learn from your mistakes. That's how Derrick Rose's knee exploded. It's because of that. The way you coach is what ruined Derrick Rose's career. You're doing it again. Do you not learn?
You gotta learn lessons, old man. So we'll see. Hopefully, he does learn his lesson and rest his guys when the Knicks have the postseason spot locked up and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens
I
there.
mean, like, it'd be pretty shocking if the Knicks didn't make the playoffs right now.
No,
like,
yeah,
they're solely in the third seed in the NBA. Like, the Pacers are closest to us. They're 4 games back of us right now. I'm sorry, 4 games. We're 34 and 17. They're 28 and 21.
Yeah, so they'll be fine for sure. But yeah, more concerning with the Warriors side, obviously with getting Butler and everything like that. They also signed to an extension last night as well. So
that was
a
the
big
extension's
one.
weird too. It's like, really? You want
2
to
years,
lock that
112 each. So we'll see what happens there with the Warriors, but definitely a move that they think will help them win. I think a lot of us just think that's not going to be the case.
I think they'll sneak into that final playing spot and they'll be out.
They'll be out. Yeah, it's going to be Steph Curry. And it's going to be all on him.
Because whenever Curry's in the playoffs, you want him to do well. He's such a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be on him to lead the way as always, and we'll see how the fit is with Butler, but that's TBD, of course. So we'll see what happens there. Real quick, other moves. Let's see. Richie Jackson joins the Wizards. David Mitchell goes to the Heat in exchange for PJ Tucker. Yusuf Nurkic goes from the Suns to the Hornets. So out goes Mark Williams, in goes Nurkic. Karis LeVert goes to the Hawks with George Niang for DeAndre Hunter. So he joins the Cavaliers there. Bogan Bogdanovic joins the Clippers. Terrence Mann, Bones Highland going to the Hawks. And then James Wiseman goes to the Raptors, and then Kevin Porter Jr. goes to the Bucks, and then Marvin Bagley goes to the Grizzlies for Marcus Smart, who goes to the Wizards. And that's kind of the main moves for this deadline.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much. Lakers won the trade deadline, and we'll just leave it at that.
I mean, if all they did was get Luka Doncic, they won the trade deadline.
They won the trade, yeah. But the fact that they got a big man there too, A++++. So
yeah,
but enough about me. I would go on and on about the Lakers if I could. Planning to get a Luka jersey, just don't know when. But we know what the real big news of the episode is. Let's be honest.
Pete's back.
Yeah, he sure is. So this is all you, my friend. Oh, I'll give a little bit of details. 2 years, $54 million. Opt out after the first season. 30 years old. Originally was going to come back, but the amount of available deals for him were really out there. A lot of teams didn't have a lot of interest. Okay, well, thank you for clarifying.
I mean,
interest.
We had interest from the Blue Jays and the Angels about giving him like a deal, but it wasn't what he wanted. It wasn't enough to leave the Mets. Like, if the Jays would have given him like a 6-year deal, which is what he was looking for, he's probably in Toronto, but no one was going to give that to him.
To go from 6 to 2 years?
Yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So, but overall, my friend, this is all you. How do you feel about this? What do you think of this?
I mean, this caps off a basically semi-perfect offseason for the New York Mets. We brought in Juan Soto. We brought back Minaya. We upgraded the bullpen. We have guys like Frankie Montas and Clay Holmes who are hoping we can kind of be the next Minaya and Severino. That's our pitching staff. The thing we were missing was the protection for Soto in the lineup. We had Mark Vientos penciled in, who I think Mark Vientos is going to be a great player, but I don't want to rush him that fast. He had a great season, and I think he's going to be a great player. But that's a lot of pressure to put on a young player like Vientos, and I could see him kind of coming up short in that spot. Getting Alonso in allows, stretch the lineup out. We now have a great, 1 through 5 of Lindor leading off, Soto batting second, Alonso third, Vientos fourth, Nimmo 5. That's a great 1 through 5 right there. And then to top it off, it's Alvarez, Winker, McNeil, and Siri. Question marks, to be sure, but Winker's a solid hitter. If Alvarez takes a step forward, he's a major power threat. If McNeil can get back to what he once was, he's a 280 contact hitter. And Siri, well, he's just kind of here to be a defensive replacement and a speedster. So I don't really care about his bat, especially if 1 through 8 can all hit. But it's the perfect move. It makes the lineup so formidable in 2025. You bring back the franchise not the franchise icon, but a homegrown guy who's a fan favorite. That's what the Mets don't do. And I know it's a short-term deal. I know it's not a long-term. He could very easily leave free agency next year. That could happen. But this is a sign of things turning for the Mets. Like we said with the Soto signing, the Mets don't land big free agents. Similarly, they don't keep homegrown guys around like this. This is a franchise that traded Tom Seaver, the best player in franchise history, that let Jose Reyes walk in free agency, that let Jacob deGrom walk in free agency, almost let David Wright walk in free agency, traded Carlos Beltran. The list goes on and on of major Mets stars that have left. This is Steve Cohen going, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to bring them home and keep them here, keep them Mets, and maybe one day we'll have more lifelong Mets. So if you're a young Mets fan, you have to be ecstatic that your favorite player is coming back. And 2025 feels like it's going to be a very special year now that the dark cloud of Alonso is gone.
Yeah, I mean, you bring back a guy like that, all move. I think it's a good cap off to the offseason.
Yeah. And we said Pete Alonso is, a declining first baseman. His average is down. All this is down. With Soto, you don't need Pete Alonso to be the heartbeat of your offense anymore. He doesn't need to bat 270 anymore. That's for Soto and Lindor to do. I just need Pete to hit 40 home runs a year, which, hit 34 this past season. He's shown he still has that 35, 40, power bat. That's all I need him to do. And that fits perfectly for the team.
And not to mention your pitching staff this year. Re-signing Manaea, signing
Huge.
Clay Holmes, Montas.
Full season of Senga after he only pitched.
That is correct.
12 innings last year, I want to say.
Mostly in the postseason, right?
He had 5 innings in the regular season, got hurt again, and I think everything else came in the postseason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he had 3 innings in Philly. I want to say he had 6 innings against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He didn't do much.
Nah, didn't do much, but definitely this is a year if he stays healthy to see what he's got for sure. Griffin Canning's another guy that you guys signed as well.
Under
AJ
the radar move.
Yeah, it really is. Because he was good at the Angels, low key. He was good.
He was fine. It's not the move that gets everyone excited Manaea does, but he's just kind of one of those under radar moves. Allows depth, can be a swing man. We have Paul Blackburn still, so if
him.
Let Peterson still.
That's right.
Yeah. If those guys pitch better, okay, can he get a move to the bullpen for a little bit and kind of be like the long man? That's fine.
Yeah.
That works.
Blackburn's pretty solid. I think if Blackburn, I'm really excited about Blackburn.
Blackburn did really well in his first 2 starts with the Mets and then got hurt.
Yeah, that was the thing because I was kind of hot because I know the A's let him go, so I was like, no, Blackburn, because I liked him, I really did. But when I saw his first 2 starts with the Mets, I was like, damn, okay.
That's why I'm like, okay, this is something. This is gonna be this could be a really nice back end rotation guy for us and a long man of the rotation postseason.
Yeah, it's like, thank you, Oakland. Like, you're welcome, Mets.
Yeah, I didn't even know who gave up in that trade. Nobody's.
I don't think it was much. I don't think.
I know it wasn't much.
And then with your bullpen, obviously with AJ Minter and then Ryan Stanek, a left-hander and a right-hander, respectively. There.
And then you got guys in the 9th.
Yeah.
Cade Morris. Yeah, no idea who that is.
Oh, the fudge is that?
Cade Morris.
That's a single A guy right there. I could go see him in Stockton if I wanted to, honestly.
Cade Morris is with the Las Vegas Aviators right now.
Triple A.
Triple A. Let's see. Ooh. He pitched to a 4. He was on 4 teams last year and pitched to a 4.50 ERA. Oh God! When he went to the Aviators, he had an 11 ERA. His numbers spiked.
Oh,
He had
great.
like a 3 ERA with the Mets. They went to Oakland. He had a 5 and an 11 ERA.
You guys are so welcome for Blackburn. I'm not
I
even
know you.
joking.
We basically gave you a bag of balls.
You guys give us some cash at least?
No.
Nah, son of a
Just said Cade Morrison.
fudge. Okay. Look, we'll take it. It's fine. It's fine. As long as you guys are happy. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Anyways. But yes, beat Alonso back with the Mets. Congrats to you guys. And once the Super Bowl ends, man, we are just less than a month away from the start of pitchers and catchers.
Pitchers and catchers are going to report.
I want you to look at that.
The Mets, I think, report the 13th.
Holy crap.
We're a week away right now.
Whoo! Exciting times.
Everyone reports between the 11th and the 15th. That's what everyone's reporting. I think
Arizona. Yeah. Sorry, I'm giving you the look. I'm like, do they report in Arizona?
Arizona and Florida.
Got it. Thank you for confirming. I'm like, they don't report
so Atlanta
to their own facilities.
Will start off on the 12th. No, I'm sorry. The the Cubs will report first on the 9th. The A's will report on the 12th, and the Mets will report on the 12th.
Let's look at that. Okay.
So the next Wednesday. We're less than a week away from pitchers and catchers report.
Let's go. I'll probably see one A's game this year. I heard tickets are expensive for Sacramento.
I could see that just because it's the limited seating.
Yeah.
It's only 10,000 seats, so it automatically jumps the price up.
Yeah, makes sense.
So the Yankees come to town, or the Mets, or a team that's gonna be have aspiration of a World Series. It's gonna jack that price up.
Yeah, good point. So, all right. Well, that will do it. Season 2, episode 60 of the 30 Zip Podcast. You can follow us on social media as well. Brian PG1016. Follow me at Nathan_2124. And then at the podcast page at 30 Zip Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and X as well. So a clip will be posted for Brian's best bets. He'll also post his bets again for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
on
I'll post the bet slip. I'll post the bet slip on Sunday, so you can easily follow along.
Perfect, fantastic. We'll have that posted as well for y'all. And yes, we hope
any other parlays I come up with in the next couple of days will be.
Just cook some and then we'll have it.
I'll just keep cooking.
Posted. Perfect, thank you. So yeah, we will. We hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. We, whether the halftime show or the game itself or all the above,
commercials, whatever you want.
I don't
what
know.
What company's got the best commercial this year?
Ooh, I don't. Okay, see, I don't want to. I just don't have a direct answer for you because I'm kind of being negative here a little bit. I just don't think we'll have a good commercial this year.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, that Tubi commercial last year was
they won.
It was stupid.
It was stupid, but they won. We're still talking about it. They won. They made half America think their TV got turned off. They won.
That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point. Very creative on their part, but just really fucking really freaking stupid. And I apologize for my language.
Well, you have to be stupid because I picked up on it pretty fast. I'm like, this is a commercial.
So how did people fall for that?
I think because people are half watching, and they just see Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson, and just all of a sudden it goes out. It's like, wait, what? What happens?
True. Good point. Yeah. So
if you were locked in and watched the start, you're like, wait a minute, this is a commercial. And the fact that they weren't specific about the teams, something's wrong here.
Yeah, true. Super Bowl commercials.
I think they're all up. I think you can watch them already.
Oh, really? I'll wait.
I always wait.
Yeah. Give me a random ass commercial.
Give me Doritos. I think Doritos can have a funny one this year.
Give me. You know what? I like the DoorDash. Give me Uber Eats. I don't freaking know. I know two different companies. Give me
Doritos. Doritos is one of my favorite commercials of all time, where they had the humans. This was Super Bowl. I want to say Super Bowl 50. They did aliens, and they were at a zoo, and it's here's the dress to start a civil war, and it was the white and gold dress. It was this this is a human product that we've never been able to figure out. This is a Rubik's Cube. I'm like, okay, this is funny stuff. It's like an alien's perspective of human life. I'm like, this is funny.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go Uber Eats because I think we've seen commercials this year where it's like football makes you want to order food, like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
with TMZ.
McConaughey's teasing something with the Bears, which actually shout out to the Bears. Virginia McCaffrey, R.I.P.
Oh yes, rest in peace to
Mm-hmm.
the legendary woman herself.
It's our last connection to the original founders of the NFL. They're all gone now.
Damn.
So, thoughts and prayers with the McCaskey's family and the Bears organization.
Yeah, shout out to her for sure. And
102 years old. God bless.
Long life.
102 years
old. Seen a lot.
She saw 2 world wars, 2 pandemics.
Too bad on a Bears franchise quarterback, but
she saw a Bears Super Bowl.
Yeah, good point there. Oh yes, one more last thing before we go. Eli Manning.
Yes, Eli Manning.
Tonight. Yes. Well, they'll announce.
You better get that knocked.
I hope.
I
so
love
too.
that guy. I love the pro football guy. He looks like I just want to give him a hug.
Yeah, he just seems like a genuine freaking dude. Just like
he looks like a guy that just like is so happy and just loves football.
He's like, congrats on making the Hall of Fame, and like everyone else always gives like a big hug and everything. Like he's so freaking genuine.
When he surprised Jimmy Johnson on the set of Fox,
yeah,
that was awesome.
That was freaking sweet, dude. Honestly, so yeah, hopefully our guy gets in there. He's done so much for the Giants organization, whether as an advisor or just
he won 2 Super Bowls.
That's the best thing.
There with advisor.
Yeah, that's the best thing that he did for us was win 2 Super Bowls, and he gave us the most consistent quarterback play that I've ever seen in my life, and I'll always miss him for it. Until we get a guy like him that could produce, I'll always, he'll always be my favorite. I think no matter what happens for the years of my rest of my life, he'll always be my favorite quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
because he's just done so much for us, and he's just a legendary guy that beat Brady twice and always put up 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns a year. Oh, yeah, maybe 30 to 40 touchdowns a year. Let's put in that range to be safe. But always consistent for us. And I do hope he makes the Hall of Fame because he deserves it.
I think he will. I'd be shocked if he didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll eventually get in, but I don't know about first ballot. I think he's going to get in. I think he deserves first ballot.
He deserves to get in today. I'd like to be announced today. So hopefully he does.
So let's see.
Yeah, I think
it's tonight. I know that.
Yes.
I don't know what time.
I think it might be some spoilers on Twitter. So I'm trying to stay off of that, low key.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
Class 2025.
Oh, Kick of Destiny is another commercial that's coming out with
Peyton and Eli.
There you go. That's what it was. I was like, that's always
Knock
something.
is coming. Yeah, back in December. Oh my God, 9 p.m.
Your time?
Yeah.
Damn. Wait till then? Why they gotta wait for what? There's nothing going on.
NFL Honors, which airs live at 9. Oh no, that's when the NFL. Why is the NFL Honors on at 9 p.m.
on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The NFL Honors start at 7.
Shit together, NFL. Oh my God.
No one's gonna watch this.
I usually don't because they post the winners before.
Yeah, I don't like. I love the way baseball does it because it's just like an hour a night a week. Where it's just like, oh, who won the Rookie of the Year? Oh, Paul Skeens, cool. You flip back, you're like, all right, they're going to announce the AL. You go back, oh, cool, and you go back. It's like this big, they're not trying to recreate the Grammys here.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. We should have saved you can follow our social media like for later instead of earlier.
That's fine.
Beyonce did not deserve to win Album of the Year.
No, oh my God, no. As a country music fan, I'm disgusted. No offense to Beyonce. Great singer, great performer, all that kind of stuff. There are more deserving artists that have worked in country for years. She releases one country album and we think that's the greatest thing in the world. No, that's just an artist exploring a new genre of music. All right?
Look, I mean, Eilish was up there for Album of the Year. She should have won it.
No, she won Country Album of the Year, I thought.
She won Album of the Year?
Oh, I was talking about her country album.
Oh, Country of the Year.
I'm like, no way.
Oh, well, hey.
There's so much better country out there than Beyonce. No offense to Beyonce. Her song was good. Don't get me wrong. It was a good song. Just not an award-winning country
It's
song.
not something that I.
It's
Like,
I've heard
it's,
it. It's generic. It's very generic.
yeah, it's
This ain't
just
Texas. Cool.
this ain't Texas.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Ain't no
Like,
home.
there's so much other better music. Look at actual country songs that have won awards and be like, okay, yeah, this does not fit that.
Hell, Shabuzi should have won this country
Yeah,
song.
Shabuzi 100% should have won it. I would have given it Shabuzi.
Yeah. That's the only country song I can think of right now.
Like,
But
could you imagine the outrage if like Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs made like a rap record and it won the best rap award?
that would be ridiculous.
Like, it'd be like, what is this? It's
like,
the
what
same
are we
thing.
doing? Yeah, it's like, what are we doing at this point?
Yeah, or like if I'm trying to like if a gospel singer won a rock and roll award, it's like, no, no.
That's like, yeah, that like this is not their category. Like their gospel, if they're gospel, they're gospel.
Yeah, Beyonce's a pop star who made a country song. That's not a country.
That's not
award.
a country.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's obviously Beyonce that they give to her. So whatever.
Oh yeah, because Jay-Z paid her off.
Yeah, that's no question.
Hey Jay-Z, come out of hiding, maybe.
Yeah,
face the music.
Let's. I won't go into that.
I never said why.
That's true. Hey, that could mean a bunch of.
That could mean a bunch of different things.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, we'll let you guys go from here.
Yeah, maybe we should end on that note.
Yeah, thank you guys so much as always for watching, listening to the Third Attempt podcast. Enjoy this Super Bowl. We'll be back on Tuesday to discuss the result of the Super Bowl, and we'll also discuss what another NFL season has come and gone. Honestly, kind of sad, low key, because it just felt like yesterday we were talking about like, oh, Giants and Vikings. Let's see what we got this year, and now we're already at the
it's the Discovery commercial with the kid who's a Bills fan. He's all excited, he got the Bills jersey. He's like, and the Bills lose again. He's just depressed like 2 days later. That's exactly what the NFL season was for us. Like, man, we could put together a good season.
Yeah.
First half out against the Vikings. This season's gonna suck.
Like these shit ass uniforms and terrible
I'm in the stadium. I'm like, this is awful. Let me get a beer. Oh, they stopped selling beers.
Drown our sorrows.
I'm going back to the parking lot.
Drown our sorrows and stuff like that. But regardless of how the Super Bowl ends, another great full NFL season that we watched this year. And after the end of Sunday, the offseason begins, and we can't wait to break down the draft prospects and mock drafts and all the things. It's going to be fun for sure. But yeah, enjoy your Sunday, guys. Be safe. Enjoy the game, whatever the case may be. Enjoy the commercials, halftime show. Enjoy time with your friends and family. Be safe, all the thing. For Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much as always for your support. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.